Imagine a city where every street glitters with diamonds, not in jewelry stores, but in small cutting workshops where millions of stones are polished every year. That city is Surat, India's diamond capital, responsible for over 90% of the world's diamond polishing. But today, that shine is fading. Because of a sudden 50% U.S. tariff, tens of thousands of workers in Surat are losing their jobs, exporters are shutting down factories, and India's $10 billion diamond industry is being pushed into its deepest crisis in decades. This is not just a trade dispute, it is a geopolitical earthquake that could redefine India's economy and even shift the balance of global alliances. The story broke after the United States announced sweeping tariffs of up to 50% on multiple imports from India. While several sectors were targeted, steel, textiles, pharmaceuticals, the jewel of the sanctions is gems and jewelry, the pride of Surat. The official reason? Washington claims India is unfairly benefiting from Russian oil imports while maintaining massive trade surpluses with America. In simple words, the U.S. is punishing India for refusing to bow down to Western pressure. These tariffs didn't come with warnings. They hit like a hammer. Overnight, shipments were blocked, contracts canceled, and buyers in New York and Los Angeles started demanding massive discounts. Inside India, chaos followed. Exporters rushed to clear containers stuck at ports before the tariffs applied. But many small traders couldn't move fast enough. Their goods were suddenly 50% more expensive for American buyers, wiping out months of profit in a single stroke. For Surat, the consequences are devastating. This city employs over 800,000 diamond workers, most of them migrants from rural India. They polish tiny stones for global luxury brands. Their hands make billion-dollar companies shine. But today, thousands of these workers are being told, there is no work. Imagine a father returning home with empty hands, telling his children he doesn't know when he will be paid again. Imagine a mother who once depended on her small income from diamond sorting, now forced to leave her rented house. Imagine an entire community that built its identity on gems, suddenly staring into darkness. Local union leaders are warning of a social crisis. Small workshops are closing. Streets once buzzing with the sound of diamond cutters now echo with silence. And remember, this isn't just about jobs. Surat's economy supports real estate, textiles, transport, and food supply chains. A single shock in the diamond industry ripples through the entire city. At the national level, India's gems and jewelry exports bring in over $40 billion every year. The U.S. is India's single biggest market, and now half of that pipeline is in danger. Analysts are calling this a direct hit to India's foreign exchange reserves. Banks that financed exporters are facing defaults. The rupee faces new pressure. Even the stock market is nervous. Several jewelry company shares dropped overnight, and the world is watching. Because when India sneezes, global supply chains catch a cold. Diamonds may sound like luxury items, but this crisis reflects a much bigger story. America is willing to weaponize trade against India. Inside New Delhi, the Modi government is under pressure. Officials rushed into emergency meetings at the Prime Minister's office. The Commerce Ministry is weighing retaliation, perhaps tariffs on U.S. agricultural imports or restrictions on American tech giants. Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar is in the spotlight. Known for his sharp diplomacy, he is now expected to defend India's interests against America's aggressive push. But here's the challenge. India has built a strong strategic partnership with the U.S. over the last decade. Defense cooperation, technology transfers, and the Quad alliance against China all are at stake. So, the big question is, will India fight back? Or will it compromise to protect broader relations? And this is where the story takes a dramatic turn. Because as America squeezes India with tariffs, another player is quietly waiting. China. Beijing has already offered to expand its diamond imports from India. Chinese luxury markets, still recovering from the pandemic, see an opportunity to replace American buyers. If India accepts, It could mark a historic shift, from leaning west toward deepening trade with China. That would reshape not just economics, but geopolitics. For years, Washington has tried to pull India closer as a counterweight to China. But now, U.S. tariffs may push India right into Beijing's arms. This crisis is not happening in isolation. The world is already witnessing the rise of BRICS as an alternative power bloc, challenging the dominance of the U.S. dollar. India, as a major BRICS member, now has a choice: continue playing nice with Washington or accelerate its alignment with the global South. For the U.S., this is a gamble. Yes, tariffs may protect certain industries at home, but alienating India, the world's fastest-growing major economy, could weaken America's global influence even further. And for ordinary people around the world, this means higher prices for luxury goods, new supply chain disruptions, and rising tensions in global markets. So, here we are. A 50% tariff has turned a shining diamond city into a symbol of uncertainty. India is at a crossroads. Does it fight back against America, seek new allies like China, or find a middle path? For Surat's workers, every day without work is a day of suffering. For India's leaders, every move now carries global consequences. And for the world, this could be the moment when the balance of power shifts away from the West, towards something new. So I ask you, should India stand up and retaliate, or should it compromise to protect its partnership with the United States? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below.